Hello, everybody. Welcome to another beautiful Thursday here. We're just enjoying the fall time and the colors that are out there, and wherever you may be, I'm sure you're just enjoying a little bit of cooler weather, a little bit crisper outside. But we have another great show lined up for you today for fall, everything for fall, just in time for the Canadian Thanksgiving weekend this weekend. So we have a fall outdoor decorating tips. I've done my outdoor decorating this week, and so we've got that lined up for you to see. Also, we have an amazing good friend of mine, amazing artist, Deb Antonick, will be with us today. She'll be demonstrating how to prepare and paint chipboard to create a fun fall project. So all that today on Audrey Live. I'm Audrey DeYoung, and this is Audrey Live every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And so just so glad that you've joined us here today. So let's get started. Make sure throughout the show, we love to see your comments. We love to see your questions, and we'll try to answer them as much as we possibly can throughout the show, and definitely after the show, Deb and I will take a look at your comments. So we just love to see where people are from, what you're up to, maybe what kind of fall display you have, or what do you do in the fall time, or in preparation for Thanksgiving weekend. Put a couple messages on there, maybe a couple pictures even, just for us to share with everybody else. So kind of neat to see what other people are doing, and if you still decorate for fall time. I know I always like to put a couple mums out, and a friend of mine has corn stalk, so she always makes us a nice little corn stalk. Thank you, Sonia. And I got bale of hay and a few other things there. So just as a great start to my fall display. Also today is a special day. It's my 38th anniversary. My best friend and husband, Peter, and I have been married for 38 years. We were married in 1982, October 8th. So yes, it was Thanksgiving weekend. This picture right here is actually, oh, can you see that? The glare, I should have taken it out. Anyway, that's when we were about 16 years old, and we started dating. I was 15 and Peter was 16. We've actually known each other, I think I was 5 and he was 6. So just to make a long story short, our church was looking for a minister. My father went out looking for one. Peter's dad's a minister. It just all worked. His family came to our congregation, and yeah, just we were friends from an early age, and ended up being neighbors as well. I moved into the neighborhood where he was and the church was. And then, yeah, it was about when we were 15 and 16 also, we thought, oh, I had an anniversary party to go to. I'm making this longer than it needs to be, sorry. But anyway, the story is I invited him to go with me to an anniversary party so that I could leave early. He had a car, so we could leave early to go back to a friend's party. Robin, if you're on, it was your party. Anyway, so yeah, we went to the anniversary party together, and left, after the meal, after a little dancing, headed back to our friend's party. And something just clicked that night, I guess, and the rest is history. So this was our wedding picture in 1982. Yes, look at all the hair. Haven't changed much, right? Yeah. So anyway, it was a beautiful fall day. We had wonderful weather, and yeah, it's just been a great journey. All of us. We have 3 amazing daughters, 2 sons, and 3 grandchildren. See if I can. I'm just going to share a picture that we took. There it is, right there. So that's the gang. So 2 has now become 10, and we're just so pleased. We've had great time together, great family time, and yeah, we're just really pleased with our time together and our years together. Like everybody says, there's the good and the bad, and we've gone through lots as well, but we're still pretty happy and enjoying our time together. So yeah, so that's my story. And we're not doing anything special. We just, we don't make a big deal of it. So, but we'll definitely have a nice meal together tonight. So, and maybe have some family over this weekend. On with the next thing, the marketplace is open. The Pindit Canada Marketplace, so take a look on our website. We have a couple new items. The hats and the bags have come in, so they're on there, I think, as well. And we have 3 designs now. So we have the design, which I have today here, of Deb Cottons, and then we have the 2 gnomes from Holly. So go take a look. They'll make a great Christmas gift for anybody, not necessarily just people who are painting. But yeah, they're kind of neat because all of them have a COVID related kind of thing. I don't know if a lot of you have noticed or not, and it's really hard to see, but this little guy here, the little worm, has a mask on. So it's kind of really cute. So yeah, so check that out. Also, I had a great time this week. I was a host monitor. I think I told you guys about that last week for Jilly Bean and Anna Marie. And the classes went great. I really enjoyed it. And I thank Jilly Bean, Jill Fitzhenry and Anna Marie Oak for allowing me to host and monitor the class for them. I think the students were very excited, and it just went over really, really well. So definitely will be something I'm going to be doing more of. So I've had a couple other people contact me and ask if I would monitor or host their classes. So it's just really nice that the instructor can just focus on the teaching and doesn't have to deal with everything else that's going on in the class, looking at the students and how they're doing, and any questions they have. So it's really, I enjoy it. I really do. So I'm sure you'll see more of me on some of your classes. Today, let me see. I have our fall display that I think I'll show you right now. So you can take a look and see what I did for our fall display and enjoy. Yes, it's fall time again, and I just love the fall colors and the crispness of the air and decorating a bit for the fall season. As you can see, we've just kind of taken a few things that we've had around the house. I have an old wheelbarrow that I filled up with some very beautiful, colorful leaves and a couple of pumpkins that we've picked up from our local farmer. Also, we've purchased a couple of mums just to brighten up the space from also a local garden center near me, and just kind of a nice area for people that are coming in or driving by so that they can kind of get into the fall season. So also I have back here, as you can see, this is a scarecrow that I painted probably about 15 years ago. And he's held up pretty good, but I think pretty soon I'm going to have to give him a refresh of paint. Anyway, let's travel inside and I can show you some more. Come on in and I can show you what we've got set up inside as people arrive to our home. I just have a table here that I've had. It's a very old table I picked up at I think a garage sale or something, but it's just always our display table. So first I started off up here with a canvas that I painted black, and I got a calendar from the Dollar Tree. And each month has a different saying, of course, a different scripture verse, and also just some neat colors. So I just decoupaged that on with the DecoArt decoupage medium, and it just worked out very well. So I'm very pleased with that. Also over here, I have a wooden box that I purchased last year from Manny DeGlow from DeGlow's Den out in Alberta. Still needs to be painted, haven't gotten to that yet, but it's just making a wonderful piece here for all of my boards to go into. I've added, this year I picked up these are styrofoam pumpkins that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I think there were 6 for $1.25, and just painted them different colors, and then just gave them a little bit of a brown shading on them just to make it look a little bit more realistic. I decided to add that element of the teal color in kind of of inspired by Tracy Morrow. She does her color of the day. And last week I noticed she had an orangey color, a yellow, and then this teal. And I went, pop, that's what I'm going to do. It just pops the color from your display, which is just incredible. So also a few years ago, I painted this crow here, Edgar Allan Crow, which is just cute, and the kids really enjoy that aspect of it. And oh, this pumpkin, it's actually plastic that I purchased years ago at an art supply store. So for now, I put this side out so it just shows the pumpkin from my fall display. And then when it's Halloween time, I just kind of give it a little twist. And there you see my jack-o'-lantern, which the kids always love when they're walking in. Oh, over here as well, I picked up this sign from the Dollar Tree as well for $1.25. It's amazing some of the things that you can do. So this is all glittery, which we all love glitter, I will turn that around for Halloween time. But for now, I wanted something just blending my colors in. So I took those 3 colors that I did on the pumpkins and just put the colors on there, and then just a little bit of dry brushing with brown and white just to give the color, to make it pop, and added the Hello Fall and a little bit of twine there. So, and then just things I picked up along the way, just a little bit of, oh, I've got a bee. Some of the fall colors that I've just kind of had, box that I painted years ago, my time to gather. And then over here, just to finish it off, as you're coming to the door, just a wreath that I made. Again, just very simple. It was a grapevine that I made from the back, and then just added a bunch of different flowers onto the front, and another piece that I painted years ago. So anyway, that's my fall display. Really enjoyed most of the things that are here. Again, were things that I've had around the yard. The purchase that we did make this year was basically under $20. So you definitely can decorate for fall or any season on a budget. So thanks for watching, and happy fall, happy Thanksgiving, and enjoy your week. Well, there you have it. Yep, there's my fall display. Did want to mention, I forgot to mention that those little mini bales of hay, or bales of straw, I think it is hay straw, I'm not quite sure what it is. But anyway, my son-in-law, Sam Trooper, and his father, Elmer, made those. So if anyone's up in the Owen Sound area and you need some or want some little the bales of hay, just private message me and I will give you their information. So yeah, other than that, like a lot of the painted pieces are things that I've painted over the years, and it's just with, you know, either wood from the garage or that sort of thing. And just, you know, along every year kind of add something to it. So we always enjoy decorating. So thank you for watching that. And the replay of that will be on our YouTube channel, so you can see it on there tomorrow. So today, our live guest, we are ready for our live guest. Is she ready for us? I hope so. It's Deb Antonick from Penticton, BC. She's a published designer and has published several books, magazine articles, and patterns since 2003. She's taught many painting classes at Michael's in Calgary, Alberta, before she moved into publishing. She loves to teach and share ideas with her students. She is an active and contributing member of the Deco Artists Helping Artist team, an FM Dynasty Brush ambassador, an AFCI designer member, and an ambassador of STEM Pendus. You can find her designs in the New Painting World magazine, along with online publications, Pixelated Palette, and the Painting e-sign. Hello, Deb.
Hi.
Hello, thank you for being on the show today. I'm so excited.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
You're excited. I'm so excited. I think I got the back this time. I think I'm good.
It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful, okay, darling. No problem.
Thank you, darling.
I miss coming out to BC, to Penticton.
I know, right?
What's the weather like out there today?
Actually, today it's cooling off, but it's been just gorgeous this week. Oh, still in my flip-flops.
And your flip. Well, I keep my sandals on for quite a long time, even in here in Ontario.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I know your weather does. You don't usually get too, I mean, you get a little bit of snow, but not.
No, we don't get a lot of snow. It just depends, if we get it, you wake up in the morning, go, oh, it snowed, so pretty, and then by afternoon it's all gone.
It's gone. It
Maybe
disappears.
next time. It's just on the hills though. Kelowna gets more than we do.
Yeah, you have a beautiful area there. I've been to your house there. I've been to Deb's place and out in the Penticton area, and yeah, just gorgeous out there. So along
Photo
the
popped up in my
waterfront.
history feed, and I was going to put it on Facebook. You and I sitting on my front porch there, having a cold drink or something in the summer.
Yeah. And
Good
our,
time.
our Starbucks on the corner.
Oh yes, it's not Starbucks anymore.
Oh, what is it now?
Tickleberries.
Oh.
If you know, Tickleberry's famous for their ice cream. There's one out in
Ah.
OK Falls, and it's like everybody goes there. So you'll see me. It's not open yet, but you'll see me when it's like minus 30 degrees out with the wind chill. It won't be minus 30, but it feels like it with the wind chill. And my neighbor and I going for a walk because Tickleberries is open. It's be a reward at the end of the walk if you're going anywhere.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right. It's going to be a blustery day. They're going to open, and off we go.
So anyway, what have you been up to lately? I'm seeing some really beautiful fall designs that you've been putting on Facebook. So really kind of neat.
I'm feeling very fallish.
Very fallish.
As you know, I had a bit of downtime this year. It's been a rough year, and I did a lot of doodling. I found it very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Sitting at the hospital bedside, spent many days doodling, which was very relaxing. And it's a lot of ideas popped into my head, but it wasn't the time. And then now it's the time.
Yeah.
Life's sort of getting back to normal. And yeah, so I'm starting to put some of my ideas to use and a few new projects in the works.
Perfect.
And of course, there's always my stamp work. I do, of course, as you know, I do all my stamps for Stampendous. I do a lot of their samples and all their other ad pieces for their Stampendous ads in the online magazines.
Oh, nice.
I'm always in it. I'm in all the magazines. I just don't get paid for it. It's okay. I love it. And wonderful people. So, and yeah, I get boxes that come in the mail, and they're full of all the new stamps. And then my mind goes crazy.
And they do have beautiful stamps. I know I've purchased quite a few of them over the years, and
they do. And I'm quite blessed that they send them way up here to Canada at their cost, and just give me everything. And I play and create. And
now, when did you get into, or how did you get into this industry, into the creative art industry?
Terry French.
Okay.
I know a lot of people know the history. I always wanted to paint.
Yeah.
So painting was just something that I always wanted to do. And I've met a lady when I used to work, and she was painting at a lady's house. So I started going, and then the rest is history. It's like, oh my gosh. Next thing you know, I had brushes and paint, and I was at home creating, and started off in my living room to the kitchen table, and then eventually to a 500 square feet downstairs in the basement. But
so you say Terry French, so maybe some people don't know who she was. Just explain
Terry
who
French was. Was a primitive artist, created the most beautiful design. She's been around for years and years and years and years, and I was a big fan of her patterns, so I would buy them all off of eBay. At the time, she was putting them on eBay, and then she was having problems putting them to ePattern. So I said, well, I can help you. So next thing you know, we're working together, and she's giving me the patterns for free. I'd make the e-pattern and send them off. And then one day she decided, as we formed this working relationship, that she was going to doodle and I was going to paint, and I would do pattern packets. So you can imagine the horror. And so we started doing that. And then the two of us created Painting with Friends. So Terry French Designs, Painting with Friends. Yeah. And she was such a giving woman, just a beautiful giving lady, and would send out just drawings, just sketches, doodles and sketches. And I started reworking them into my own designs, which, and here I am now. But she passed away. It'd be 5 years now or 6 years now. Her anniversary is coming up. It's always at Thanksgiving in November. She passed away, and her family very graciously passed it all on to me. So every once in a while I pull out one of her designs and I create and bring her back to life. And no, she was a very special lady, which leads to where I am now. And just that confidence that she put into me, and it was a special relationship.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, where was she from?
She was in Tecumseh, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, most people know her. If you go and Google her, her designs were just amazing. She just did
Yeah.
this sort of really whimsical, unique take on prim designs from the old days. And I mean, she goes way back to books. She had tons of books and patterns, and a lot of people cut their teeth on her. You know, they
Yeah.
found
Oh,
Terry French
that's a
and stuff.
wonderful story. Wonderful story. And that
It's very
you've kept
heartwarming.
her memory alive. That's really
Yeah, and I like to. You know, I
yeah.
really enjoy that. It's there's always a little bit of her and everything. You know, it's just we meet those people in life every now and then that just play a very big role, and she's
Yeah.
mine. A
Perfect.
special lady. Yeah.
Good.
So
So,
that's
and with that, so you've kind of been in the industry for how many years, would you say?
well, things keep popping up on Facebook from like 2012. So I started painting, I think, around 2008, 2009.
Okay.
And so, yeah, a good 12, 13 years, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
wonderful. Good. Also, I see that you're designing with Tracy and Sandy. So you have a bit of a relationship with Tracy Moreau and Sandy McTeer as well now.
Yeah. Well, we three friends,
That's it.
as
Yes.
as we like to refer to as WTF. And sometimes people walk around the WTF group, and then other people, their dirty little minds come up with things, and we're like, no, it means we three friends. But yeah,
I
we've
love,
done trade
yes,
shows together, and we've done
yeah.
a few little patterns together. And one of these days, we're gonna put together something. But yeah, they're very special people, special ladies in my life.
Yeah, well, it's nice. I know I've seen a couple of the different designs that you guys have come up together, on the same thing, but your own designs. And it's kind of neat to see the
A little
differences
challenge.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll give her
challenge
a
each.
challenge, a stamp or a theme or something,
Yeah.
and just go with it. And of course, people know that Tracy Moreau and I are like two peas in a pod.
Yeah, I think you probably missed your road trip this year.
I know, it's very sad.
We all missed your road trip this year.
I know, we missed our annual Hobby Lobby tour. Our great adventure. I know, it's very sad. But we chat, we reminisce.
Yeah. Good. Oh, and your new website. We were talking about that the other day. I just thought maybe you want to mention to everybody that it is.
Yes. Right now, my paintingwithdeb.com is currently down. It's in transit. Apparently, it takes about 7 days to move a domain. I am in the process of doing recreating my website with an actual storefront. So I'm actually putting my pattern storefront finally, because it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
It takes money and time, and both I have a little bit of right now. And so I'm gonna hopefully get that up and working soon, because there's a lot of things coming up in the works that I'm quite excited about. Of course, we know my association with Stampendous. I'm always trying to work something out with them. And of course, Karen from Southern Ridge Trading Company. Her store is like 20 minutes from me.
Oh, I wish I could go.
You can imagine what happens when the two of us get together. But I am working on a few ideas with her because I love putting kits together. I love using chipboard and stuff. And what happens is people have to shop everywhere, especially being in Canada. If I put chipboard and stuff, and then they have to go to, Bear With Us or Cover Distributing or something to get the wood surface, and then they have to try to get the chipboard pieces, and then they have to print the pattern. And so I just like creating little things, and so we'll see what we can come up with, and I just might have some paper patterns available soon.
Perfect.
One-stop shop.
Now, I know you're saying that Karen's going to, you're going to be doing some kits with Karen, and she's doing kits. Now, are they available? Is she shipping to the States as well?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we're collaborating. We haven't come up with a firm plan, but we've definitely collaborated on it. So it would be like, where I've created a pattern packet. I'm doing mixed media pieces, and they're just a lot of fun, where I might use some scrapbook papers, some chipboard elements, and just create a pattern packet. And I would take them to the trade shows and sell them, and they would sell very well. But to put them up as an e-pattern is really not effective, because you can't get everything you want. So in this case, as I've been talking with Karen, is I could put the pattern packet with and sell it, and then she would ship it with the chipboard. So it's a one-stop shop. So I would have the kits. If I've used a piece of scrapbook paper, it would be in there as well. And I'm trying to figure out a way to maybe incorporate some of the stamps, my favorite stamps that I use, to throw those in kits as well. So it's one-stop shop.
That's awesome.
stay tuned. Karen and
Great
I
idea. Great
put
idea. Yeah.
our little whimsical heads together and sit on the beach and collaborate, because the beach runs right out front our door.
In Peach, is it Peachtree or Peachland?
Peachland.
Peachland. Okay.
Yeah, Peachland.
Good.
Yeah,
And her website is chipboard.ca.
chipboard.ca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have somebody put that up there for me.
The States. Well, she's also a wholesaler for like scrapbook stores and stuff as well. So she's a supplier to, retail supplier stores and stuff, but she also sells to the common folk.
To the common folk.
To the common folk.
Less regular people out there.
Yeah.
So, and that kind of leads us to what you're going to show us today. You're going to show us some chipboard product.
A fun little way to take chipboard and create a cute little fall project.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that is so adorable. I love it.
Like so this is just, I adhered it to a 6x6 canvas.
Oh.
And just, you can adhere it to anything.
Yeah.
So what I'll show you is they come, I started to pull it apart. The little pumpkin was in here. So when you buy the kit, it comes all inclusive.
Oh, so neat.
She puts them together like this, so all these little pieces don't break. So you pull the pieces apart.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when I start with them, this is a great way to get it all prepped and ready to go as well. And then you just sit and snip off your little bit. So her kits all come this way, which is great. So what I do when you want to do work on chipboard, the key thing with chipboard is gesso, is you prepare it with gesso. So you gesso both sides. And if people have ever tried to paint chipboard before and you've got a piece, as soon as it gets wet, it will curl. So if you put if you just go ahead and paint it, you're getting moisture in it. It's not good. So if you gesso it, let it dry, then and even if it is curved a little bit, if you flip it over and then gesso the other side as well, when it dries flat. So then you've got a great piece for painting. The paint sits on top of it properly. Yeah. And then you can just work away. And what I like about it is you can create layers, you can build up. It makes a nice little embellishment. I would show you one of my favorite pieces, but I'd have to run away.
Well, I'm going to pin you, and then you can maybe swap your camera down, and we'll get started with your little project. Your demonstration here.
My demo. Your demo.
And I will be here, but I'll try to be silent so that they don't see me. They just see you. Are you flipping your?
Oh, I am going to switch. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera now, so they don't have to look at me anymore. Here we go.
Let's look at your hands.
Look at I got my nails done. See, I got my nails done.
They're beautiful. Oh, ready for Halloween.
Yeah, so there's my little piece. So this is what we're going to do. So what I like to do is, with the little chipboard pieces, is I wanted to create sort of a fun little fall display. So what I did is, this is just a basic old 6x6 canvas. And I don't know what other people do. I like to paint things black. If I paint it black, it becomes something totally different and allows me to sort of build off of that. I can see different designs in it. And then I went to Michael's in their scrapbook paper, and they have these sheets of burlap. They're like a scrapbook paper sheet, 12 by 12 sheets of burlap. So I cut it up and I thought, well, this would be kind of fun. So I would stick it on there. So to adhere it is I would use the decoupage medium, matte. I like matte, preferably matte for the decoupage, just because you don't get a sheen with it. So I just started pulling off some of the little, I cut it to fit 6x6, and then I just started pulling some of these little pieces off, just to kind of create a bit of a fringe. So it would, and so I could, I'd play with it and adjust it to whatever size I wanted to fit on there. So then I would adhere it once I was happy with it, with the matte, with the decoupage medium. So, and this you can also use Mod Podge and stuff, but I'm a Deco Art girl, so Deco Art, and it'll stick. So once it's stuck down, then I'm able to go and I start painting my little project. So that dries and it becomes something to dry. So with the project, what I did is I take just a stencil brush, and I start off with white gesso everything, or black gesso if you have it. And I just use my stencil brush, and I will just pounce all the gesso on. And then when I was happy with it, then I flip it over and I'll do the other side. So that allows me to get the piece dry. So while it's gessoed and it's sitting aside, this one's gessoed on the back, but I'm going to stick it down so it doesn't really matter. And then I take my pumpkin, and I painted it. I just painted it 2 coats of orange flame, which is my favorite orange flame, and warm sunset too, the most beautiful oranges. So I painted my pumpkin, and I'm going to leave the stem black. So everything else is staying black because we're just going to kind of stipple on it and create a little bit of color. And then I sort of sketched in, I don't know if you can see, but I just kind of created a pumpkin divide. You can see I've got a white chalk line there. And then I'm going to start my shading. I'm just going to shade and dry brush my pumpkin. So with scarlet, I love scarlet over top of the orange flame. So I'm just going to do shading the way I normally do. With my little, I like my 3/8 angle shader. I can do big floats with this, but you know, that's just me. People can use whatever they're comfortable floating with. And so
maybe Deb, can you move
my palette?
The pumpkin up a little bit.
Pumpkin up.
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
You'll need to see my palette. I don't know if people have ever seen me float. I have a weird way of floating. It's all important that you have to fold your piece of towel. I make my students do this in class all the time. It's very important. You got to fold it and put it up top. It's just my little quirk. So I always work in the same little puddle. I like my floats to be quite watery. So I really work it into my brush. So of course people know, you know, when you've got your brush, you don't really want to see blobs of paint on the end. That's important. So it's worked in. And that's my little shading tip for today. And then I'm gonna, you can see my pumpkin, oh good. So I'm just gonna shade my pumpkin, just the center part, just very quickly. And I always do 2 floats. If anybody's read my patterns, they know that I float, dry brush, shade, highlight, and shade again to deepen. I'll go around. And I'll do the other side. You still in? Do you see him? Better than my last demo where I was upside down.
Well, it actually is upside down, but I think no, it's okay. You were just turning it upside down.
I tend to turn. I pull my floats always towards me, so my piece is often upside down. So I'm going to do both. I'm just doing the inside, so I'm going to do back-to-back floats on the center. And it's just a very quick little project. You don't have to fuss. You don't create a lot of time floating. And then I go to a lighter shade of orange. I basically use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values when I paint, always 5 values. So then I'm going to take tangerine. And this is where I'm going to do some floats and some dry brushing. So I'm going to float around the outside. It's just creating a little bit of depth. Okay, so that side, and then I'll see again, I'm turning my piece around because I'm always pulling towards me. Stay put. And then, this is my basic pumpkin. All my pumpkins are done this way. I always put a little bit in here. A little bit up here. And see, I use the water, kind of pull those floats down so they're kind of soft and fluffy. Then, of course, we always got to have our mop, soften everything. And then I dry brush. So whatever kind of dry brush you like to use. I love these Mezzalunas. These are Dynasty Mezzaluna brushes. They're a crescent blender. Or these I've used tons of. These are the dome round blenders. But in this case, for my pumpkin, I'm going to use my Mezzaluna. What I like about the Mezzalunas is you can change color with them and they dry very quickly. So you don't want a lot of paint on it. And then I'm just going to pull. Very subtle. You can see it sort of start to build up a little bit. not a lot. Because I like to build it up. And on the other side. If you want, if you want to get more color buildup or try to get more paint off, you can put it on its side.
You can see the dimensions starting there now.
Right? And it's just a simple little process. It's not a lot of work involved. Oh, yeah, there you go. I see myself on my other laptop. I know the corner of my eye, I'm going, what is that? So I'm just letting it build up very slowly without a bunch of color. So it stays fairly soft already. See? You see how soft it is already? Doing good?
Very good. Yes, beautiful.
So then, I'm not even going to clean it. I'm just going to leave it. Then I'm going to go to my next value. So the first one was Scarlet. So I'm going to deepen my shading, and with I like to use Napathol Red to deepen the next step. My pumpkins, I'm going in the reds. We used to do all the oranges, the burnt oranges and stuff, but I like to be a little bit different, try different colors, see what color combinations I can come up with. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to deepen my shading. But this time I'm just going to keep the shading, deepen the shading on the outside of this. You see?
Yes, very nice.
I thought you moved to see if you could see it. Of course, then I'm going to tip it over, turn it around, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to walk it up along the bottom a little bit.
Seems like we're getting a bit of a shadow from your hand, I think. But
we are, aren't we? And I think
once your hand moves, then we can see it. So
yes, and I noticed that. Wow, there's quite the difference in the time frame. So then I'm going to just deepen the shading in the bottom here. I don't know why it's cloudy today. So I think I'm going to, this is a lesson learned for adding a light in here. So I'm going to deepen down the bottom a little bit. Yeah, and that's my idea so far about just a quick and easy pumpkin. Then of course, we have to brighten it up a bit more because you can never stop at one. You have to just keep going. So I'm going to go into primary yellow. You know, you're just our guinea pig for Zoom, right? It's like, I'll never get this figured out. So now I just want to brighten this up. Hey, at least I got camera this time. Last time I didn't have camera. I'm just brightening my highlights. And I can use my brush while it's wet on the side, just kind of walk those little floats down a little bit instead of mopping. Then, of course, I definitely want up here. Highlights. And of course, back to the mezzaluna. I'm like, if you want a real pumpkin, there are other people that paint real pumpkins. I like mine whimsical. So I'm going to brighten my highlight with the primary yellow. And again, just keeping more towards the top right of the pumpkin.
they're enjoying your pumpkin. A couple of
comments. Liking my pumpkin? Great.
Very cute pumpkin. Great technique. This is the next best thing to being there, says Julie.
Julie who?
Julie Speaks.
Oh, Julie Speaks. I know Julie Speaks.
Do you know Julie Speaks? Aw. Well, she's watching you.
Julie's actually one of our Painting with Friends from way back when.
Ah.
She has a couple of designs in there as well. She lives in Oklahoma. So what I want to do now is I want to add a little bit of metallic to it because we're going to incorporate the metallic. It's going to end up in the pumpkin or in all the leaves and stuff. So I'm going to float some of this is copper. I wanted an orangey color, but I didn't have an orangey color. So we're going to use this. This is copper, and I'm just going to go and just kind of pull it down in the pumpkin separation. Just because you'll see when I start doing the leaves why I wanted a little bit of copper in here. Just a little bit, not a lot. Here. Pumpkin's done. Just a quick and dirty pumpkin right there. So now we're going to sit the little pumpkin aside and we're going to go to my little chipboard pieces. How am I doing for time?
We got about 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to show you very quickly how we did all the leaves. And this is the colors we've already used. And if I can find my Irish moss, what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly stipple. So I'm going to take my stencil brush, the one that I started using. I started it with the orange up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the leaves quickly, and this is why I like keeping it in here. We're going to go in and we're just going to take a few colors. I'm going to start with some Irish moss green, one of my favorite little greens, and just all the leaves itself. I'm just going to go and I'm just going to very lightly just do little stipples. Not a lot, just on the leaves. Because what I want to do is I want to use the black as part of bringing some of the colors through. And I'm not going to change, or I'm not going to clean this. I'm just going to keep it dirty, dried it off. And let's see, I'll take a little bit of orange. And can you see how I'm sort of starting to get a little bit of fall colors in here?
Yeah, it's nice to see the blending of the colors for sure.
Yeah, just stippling and trying not to work them into mud and just adding colors that I think that I need.
And Benny asks, are those maple leaves on there? Are they all maple leaves?
Yeah, they're all little maple leaves. And it just, just pop them down. The thing is that you can keep adding color as you want. And you can add a little bit of yellow too if you want. So put a little bit of yellow, just maybe look for a few spots that I might have missed. Not going to spend too much time on it. Okay. And then, oops, I missed this guy. This guy needs more color. Then I'm going to go into my copper and just lightly stipple over just to add hints of copper into these. Now for my piece, what I did is I went afterwards and I shaded the bottoms. I took a nice dark green. I believe I used evergreen. So evergreen or something to shade the bottoms of the leaves. Just give them a little float. So this is how I'm finishing up my leaves. Just a little bit of metallic. And then with the same old dirty brush, dry brushing all the twigs. Takes no time. See, now they're taking on that sort of brownish look. Okay, bye.
Bye, bye.
Where he's going, but he's leaving.
If you can bring that piece up to the camera just a little closer.
Yeah.
There. Oh yeah, that's cool.
And once you add a float across the bottom of each leaf with the evergreen, I can do that quickly just to show how it'll make them pop. And you can then go back and float it with some more metallics just along the tips afterwards. Like you can play. You can keep it as simple as you want, or you can just build up and add more color as you want. You know, you can get fancy if you're inclined. So just those bottom two so far, these two here, just a little float helps make them pop up a little bit. Let's do one of the bigger ones. You see? Now you're getting more of a leaf.
Oh, cool. Now Linda's asking, how do we get these kits? She missed the beginning. And again, it's from chipboard.ca.
Yeah, and I can actually post the link directly to these. They're so simple, and then you can just use whatever you have at home. You could use scrapbook paper too if you wanted to. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to take, like afterwards, I'll just go and add a little metallic floats to the tops of some of these. just to highlight. Because I wanted the metallic into the, you know, to metallic tips of the leaves. You can dry brush more metallics on. You can just keep building it up into a point where you end up with this.
Oh, very neat. So Deb, how easy is it to get those things off of that? Like they're kind of on that
let me show you.
right?
Oh, they're so simple. Okay. And I didn't want to do this on camera, but, and this pumpkin, you can just make them really, really dark. So you take a nice little pair of scissors, little pointy ones, and we just cut them. Oh. And they do go flying. And I just, you just spend hours cutting. Not that long, actually. I mean, you can cut them all out ahead of time if you want to. So then you end up with these little pieces and you just cut the little tips off.
Yeah, it would be very difficult to paint them not in that grid. So that's amazing that they're there. You can paint them and then just cut them out and place them where you want them to be.
Yeah. And this is, she started off doing all the cutting, like making all the little pieces out. So then she figured out it was just better to make them in little bridges. And these are called bridges. You just cut them off. Let's see, you can see me on camera just cutting. You just go around and cut, and then you can trim them after. You can sand them a little bit if you've got like around the pumpkin, if it's a little bit rough for you. And sometimes like these little bridges are still on there, but you can go back with your scissors and just trim them, and they come right off.
Perfect, perfect.
And then I'm just sticking them down when I start laying them down. And then and with the branches too, with them being in here upside down, is you want one of the branches, or you might want one of the other ones facing the other way. You just turn it over and dry brush the other side. So if you start going along with this whole process and you realize, oh, this one's facing the wrong way, which I did for two of them under here, like one on one side and one on one of the other ones, I just flipped it over and I was able to dry brush the other side. And these are just glued down with my personal favorite, Aleene's Tacky Glue. Dries clear.
I love Aileen.
And yeah, I mean, once it's on there, it's not coming off. I don't know if you can see how it's.
Yeah, that looks really neat.
There. And you can layer, you can build, you can use, if you wanted to put it on scrapbook papers and stuff, which you could use scrapbook paper, or you could paint a canvas and stick it on. I quite often just add them onto a painted piece. And get creative. You can, and then the little Hello Autumn is basically the same format as the pumpkins, but then I've dry brushed metallic on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you could stamp on here and build up around it. You could, I mean, there's so many things you can do. It's just all in what your little brain can create.
Can you turn that piece the other way?
Yeah, I'm not as creative when it comes to building things. I can paint it, and my joke is I can paint it, but I can't build it. But I just enjoy this. The same process for the pumpkin stem too. Just dry brush your colors on and just play with it. I mean, you really can't do anything wrong. And what's the worst thing that could happen if you didn't like how it turned out? It's called gesso.
You want to switch your camera back and we'll just kind of go side by side here.
All right. Here I am.
There we go. A couple of questions. Somebody said, are the branches just dry brushed with metallic copper?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, you can get real fancy if you want. You can shade and highlight them. I've been known to.
But you base coated them black first and then just did
everything. I started with black, so it's as much color or as little color. You can sit there if you prefer and leave them all white gesso and just hand paint each and every leaf if you want. I mean, it just depends on how much detail you want to put on.
Exactly.
I wanted to do this as a very quick little project.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you know what I love to do is, we should do another class on this one other day, is I emboss them. Oh yeah, because you add multiple different colors of embossing powders. And you can create just some beautiful fall leaves, like bright colors.
Wow.
Let them know to do that as well.
That's awesome. Incredible. And some people are watching, asking if they can see it again. And I said, yes, they can watch the replay on Facebook, or they can go to YouTube probably by tomorrow. It'll be up on our YouTube channel, which is Pin It Canada. So
and I'll make a little worksheet that I will send, that I will print and take to Karen if people want kits, or no, they can just download it. But I will make a little worksheet. And just unfortunately right now with the next couple of days, my website is kind of MIA, but I'll put it on Facebook.
Perfect.
So people follow me on Facebook.
Yeah. And you'll let them know when your website's ready to go.
Oh, there'll be bells and whistles and big balloons, and might even be a sale.
Oh, a sale. We like a sale. We all like a sale, don't we? Yes, yes. Good. And you're also going to join us on October 23rd or 24th. I'm not sure which day. I think it's the Saturday on the Pin It Canada live event. Oh, that's the cute little project.
And this is embossed, so there may be some embossing. Maybe. I can't promise anything. And I have to tell you that you really do want to come and watch this, because Stampendous has donated me an absolutely amazing prize package.
Oh, yes, that's right. You're going to be representing Stampendous.
I am Stampendous on that day. I am not Deb. I am Stampendous.
Deb from Stampendous, representing Stampendous.
Oh, yeah.
You are Stampendous.
I will be Stampendous on that day. I'm their little people. They're so good. Yes, I will. I even have a little Stampendous apron. So I will be
do amazing work and amazing pieces for them as well. So
Stampendous, yeah, I use those, and I use the Decor Fluid acrylics.
Yeah. Oh,
and it's a fun little brush for painting, and it's so quick and easy. And it's another thing too, as little or as much as you want. It's the way I like to paint. So yeah, there's a little shakers, little guy here.
Perfect. So what's in there? What are you shaking? What's in the little shaker?
Oh, little beads, and like these are some of the other ones. There is actually a video on my YouTube of me doing these.
Cute. Oh, wow.
And this little guy.
And how do they find you on YouTube? Is it just
Deb? Just me. The link to my website. And my website is MIA. And here's another little piece I did for Stampendous. Little guy.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh. In there.
Very cute. Very cute.
Fun things.
Oh, Sandy's asking again. Everybody, the site for the chipboard, www.chipboard.ca.
So easy.
We will put it on there. We will put an extra link for it so you can find all these amazing pieces that Deb has. So,
and I will get my little instruction sheet typed up. Anybody wants the instruction sheet and can't find it, they can just, yell at me on Facebook, message me, private message me, email me, and I will send it out.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to my Stampendous thing.
Yeah. So and again, it'll be just on Facebook. It'll be live on Facebook on the 23rd and the 24th, starting at noon. So everybody can watch it there, and it'll be up on YouTube afterwards as well. So
yeah, and I'm Saturday. I think you put me down for Saturday, and I'm hoping to I'm hoping that one of the girls from Stampendous will be able to chime in and follow along a little bit. There is going to be an interesting situation on stamp orders from Canada for Canadian orders. They're actually going to have to come through me. There's a little issue with the United States Postal Service and an additional fee that they've added. So I'm still getting all the details on it, but it's created a bit of a problem. So any Canadian orders will be ordered off my website, and they will be shipped by me after the fact, but all US orders can go directly through Stampendous. The same with any stamps. People can order directly from Stampendous if they stamps they like. And my chipboard, of course, just go visit Karen.
Perfect.
And my pattern, come visit me.
Yes, I was gonna say, as soon as your website's up.
Why is it about everybody else?
And what's the website going to be?
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, same as it's always been, paintingwithdeb.com.
Okay.
Got all my pattern packets, but I still have my Etsy site. I mean, Etsy's always there, but I'm working on a few new things. And and you and I have been talking. What did we talk about the other day?
I don't know. What did we talk about, Deb?
About a Zoom class.
Doing a class. Deb's going to start Zooming.
November. What did we pick?
November
13th, because it was 13th.
November 13th, wasn't it?
Yes. Details to follow. But we're gonna Zoom class this baby.
And it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a blast.
Oh, and it's so simple. They don't even need to order extra supplies. They just use what they got in their house.
Awesome. That's going to be great.
So yeah, I'm just working out the finer details with you, and then
Yep.
I'll have a little poster up on that.
Perfect. And they can book their class with you through your website or however
Yeah, I
at that
didn't want
point
to
in
start
time.
that until it's up. We're saying it about 2 more days, I think. So
We got lots of time. We got lots of time.
time. It's what's a website in business? It's just nothing.
Well, thanks so much, Deb. This has been great having you on, and I look forward to October 24th and the Pinot event as well. And yeah, we'll have to get you back later on and maybe in the new year to do the embossing for us.
Well, yes, I think we should have an embossing thing. I definitely we should, because oh my gosh, it's so fun. I pull it out in class every once in a while, and then students just go crazy. Except don't light the chairs on fire like we did at Oklahoma. Wasn't me. Can't prove a thing.
All right. Well, you have a great week and take care. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was a lot of fun. Yes, I do love spending time with Deb. We always have fun, and she's always just a great inspiration and just makes you feel good. So I'm so glad that she was able to finally come on the show. As she mentioned, she's had a bit of a rough year. She's very close with her mother, and as I am, I know with mine. And her mother passed away this year. So it has been a very difficult year for Deb, and I'm just so happy that she's just finding her inspiration again. So anyway, and thank you, Deb, for being on the show. I really appreciate it, and that was so much fun. So just a reminder about the Pinot Canada live event. Deb's going to be on there with Stampendous October 23rd and 24th. We have some amazing companies involved. I'll go through the list very quickly. We have, where's the start? Ecstasy Craft, General Pencil, Renia, Emerald Creek, Joe Rotella, Tracy Moreau Design, DecoArt, Anna Marie Oak Design, Stamp Art, Stampendous, Pinso, Cadre Expert, and new this week, we have Demco on our list with Natasha Vachier, and Dee's Epoxy with Diana Steer. So the list just keeps growing, and we are almost full. So if you have been thinking about it, you companies out there or designers, please let me know in the next day or two. We'll be doing up the schedule. So thank you again, everybody, for coming today. Next week's guest is Diane Kellogg from the Painting World magazine. They're going to be with us next week to share some things that are going on with the magazine. And also Deb Mishima, who's also from Penticton, BC. She was the cover girl, from the Painting World magazine ornament issue. So we are going to have the cover girl with us, and she'll be demoing just a portion of her ornament that is on the cover. That's all next week, October 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern here on Audrey Live. So everybody take care of yourself, take care of each other. For those in Canada, have a great Thanksgiving weekend and enjoy this amazing fall weather. I think I'm going to go for a walk now. It looks really nice out there. So take care. Bye-bye.